So we're on to exercise number 3, and I hope that at home you're feeling a little bit sweaty and a little bit hot by now. So the next exercise that we're going to do is going to be for our obliques. Our obliques are that nice sexy muscle that runs down the side of our body and gives us our nice tapered shape. So what we're going to do are oblique bridges. For the beginners, I want you to hold these at home for 30 seconds each side. For our intermediate to our advanced, again, you're going to hold it for 30 seconds each side. And for me, it's going to be 20 pulses. So, Sarah, if you can demonstrate how to do an oblique bridge on your elbow.
Not too sure, where do I go from here?
So what you want to do is you want to lay down on your side, legs out nice and straight. Our body is going to be a horizontal plank shape. So on your elbow, you're going to push your body up from the floor and hold it in a plank. You can either place your hand on your hip, or you can raise the arm over the head, which is going to give a nice stretch down here. Can you feel that?
Definitely.
Awesome. So what you want to do is you want to pull your tummy in, keep everything nice, taut and flat, lengthen and elongate the body, and hold it there for 30 seconds. Thanks, Sarah. Claire's going to demonstrate a slightly more advanced version of this movement. So Claire's going to lay down on her side, again in a nice, straight, horizontal oblong shape. Claire isn't going to go on her elbow, Claire's going to go on her hand.
Like this, Georgia?
And push up for me. As you can see, Claire is pulling her abs in nice and taut, keeping her body nice and flat. And Claire, if you raise your arm above your head, that's going to give a really nice pull down the side. Now what Claire can do is she can pulse her body like this. As you can see here, Claire's intercostal muscles and her obliques are really working to pull her body up and down. So you can hold it for 30 seconds in a static position, or if you're feeling slightly more advanced but don't want to do what I'm going to do, you can do this pulsing. Again, as we discussed, pulsing increases time under tension and it adds movement and dimension to the exercise. Thanks, Claire. So finally, we're going to do the advanced exercises, which will be demonstrated by me. So if you think you've got what it takes at home, I want you to do this exercise. But if you're struggling, I don't want you to push yourselves too much because you could end up falling and hurting yourself. So please do this away from furniture. So what you're going to do, you're going to get into your oblique bridge. Up on one hand, you're going to push up. As you can see, I've engaged my whole core and I've got my arm raised to give an additional stretch. Now what you're going to do is you're going to tense the glutes and tense the quads. This is your bum and your leg, and you're going to raise your leg in the air. If you want to make it even harder, you can pulse your leg up and down. We're going to do this for 20 each leg. So if you're doing this at home, you're getting involved, I want you to join in with the first set that we're going to do, then press pause and do an additional 4 sets. Let's get ready, let's go. Ooh.
All right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going, guys,
Oh,
you're halfway
dear.
there. Okay, so with our amazing abs partial pulses challenge today, what we've done is we've split it into 3 levels. We did beginners, intermediate to advanced, and experienced. Now the reason that we've broken it out like this is because for people at home who might be starting out, we don't want to make this too difficult for you guys. We want you to be able to achieve it and then have a goal to move on to, so move up to intermediate or advanced. Now I've got some hints and tips for people who are beginning and for people who are intermediate, and the girls have been working through these levels with me over the last couple of months, so they can give you some hints and tips to make it easier and to how to progress at home as well. So for Sarah, she was starting off as a beginner. Things that can be quite difficult are sort of maintaining your balance and just being able to actually hold your own body weight and hold your core up. So Sarah, could you just talk to people about things you actually found difficult and how you got round them?
I found it quite difficult on the first exercise with my lower back. So as you saw me doing in the exercises, I put my hands just on my bum, and that supported me and helped my lower back issues.
For the intermediate stuff, Claire, obviously you were more advanced and you'd moved up from the beginners to the more advanced stuff. So can you talk to the guys about how you set your goals, how you worked up from the beginning levels to the secondary levels, and just tell them how they might be able to do that at home to increase how quickly they can progress?
Yeah, obviously with regards to the beginners, it is easier. When you go up to the advanced, you've got to think more balance, you've got to think more of obviously your posture with everything, but because your balancing's different as well. You just got more to think about. Your static movements as well, and your pulsing, obviously you're doing a lot more of that also. It's just that next stage, and just really thinking about it a bit more. But with me, myself, it's the balancing thing. It's really helped me improve my balance, which is a lot better. As you see, when I was doing the oblique ups, I have my hand risen rather than my elbow down, and just little adjustments like that. But it's helped myself with balance, definitely.
I think for things like that as well, with core, some tips for people at home, it's all about your breathing. If you breathe in as you're doing a core exercise, it fills you up with air, and that air helps to push out all of your internal organs. It's going to make you a lot more stable. So if you're going to push up, breathe in, fill yourself with air, hold yourself up, then breathe out. So think about your breathing. We're not going to get all sorts of fluffy on you and start going breathe in and out to get all relaxed. But what I'm going to suggest is, as you breathe in through the exercise, take a nice deep breath, hold it, and then exhale as you complete the exercise. That's really going to help you, because you're also going to be getting lots of oxygen into the body. That's going to be rushing around the body and helping to fuel your muscles. And if you're holding your breath the whole time, you're not breathing properly, you might get dizzy, you'll be a bit wibbly wobbly through the middle, and the exercises aren't going to be as effective as if you've taken a nice deep breath and had stabilised yourself at the beginning.
It's an important point you made there, Georgia, actually.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to cook healthy and nutritious meals in under 10 minutes. So for a lot of people, they think that bodybuilding and bikini fitness is all about eating boring chicken, boring rice, out of a Tupperware and broccoli. And that's not what it's about. If you eat like that, you're going to become a very fed up, boring person, and your nutritional balance is going to get really out of line. So what I want to try and help people to do is to understand how to cook a nutritious meal that is nutritionally balanced, that gets all of your micronutrients in while still being healthy. So today I'm going to show you how to cook fresh fish. I'm using rainbow trout. Now, a lot of you are probably at home quite scared of cooking fresh fish because you just don't know how to cook it. So I'm going to show you how to do this in under 5 minutes for preparation, and then 8 minutes for cooking time. And then I'm going to show you how to cook minted green beans with leeks and chilies, with a fresh minted and coriander dressing to go over the top of it. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is to prepare your green beans and your leeks, because these are going to be cooking while you're preparing your fish, and you're just going to blast them for 5 minutes in the microwave. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our green beans, so it's 1 bag of green beans. This will serve 2 people. Just divide it into roughly 2 piles for chopping purposes. And we're just going to cut the green beans up into quarters. First lot. And then we're just going to cut the second lot as well. Now I'm going to do green beans mixed with leeks. What you're going to do, cut the dry top off, give it a quick rinse. And then just cut it into rough circles about this big. So you've got your green beans and your leeks in your bowl. And all you're going to do is pop these into the microwave and blitz them for 5 minutes. So the fish that I'm going to be using today is a trout fillet, and I've chosen a rainbow trout. This is a very meaty fish. Ask for it to be filleted by the fishmonger. People can be very off-put by buying fish that hasn't been filleted because it still has the bones. If you choose your fish at a fresh fishmonger's, they'll fillet it for you, and what you'll be left with is a boneless fillet that you can then prepare very easily. Now what I've got here are my fresh trout fillets, okay? So this is 2 fish filleted in half. So to prepare our fish, you're going to need a tray with foil. You're going to very, very loosely cover this with a pressed virgin olive oil. It's about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. What you're going to do is take a roll sheet of greaseproof paper, and you're going to then spread the oil very thinly across the whole tray. This is to make sure that the crispy skin on the bottom of the fish is going to get fully cooked as it heats up under the grill. We're then going to take some salt and pepper and sprinkle this on the tray. Again, this is so that our fish gets a really nice flavour from the salt and pepper soaking upwards into its skin. We're then going to lay our fillet flat on the tray, like this. And then we're going to take some fresh coriander and some fresh parsley to keep the fish moist and to flavour it. Now be generous with your herbs. You don't want a dried up piece of fish that has no flavour. So take a big bunch and just place it down the middle of your fish like this. Finally, all you're going to do is take a lemon. So what you're going to do is take your lemon, cut it into nice, thin, round slices. I recommend about 3 slices per fish, because it's quite a big fish. So if you're doing for 2 people, you want 6 slices. What you do now, place the lemon, and again this is going to keep the fish really nice and moist. So finally, we're going to add some more pepper inside our fish, a bit more garlic salt, and then we're just going to pop the other half of our fish over himself, looking something like this originally. So finally, did notice I didn't throw this greaseproof paper in the bin. We're just going to use this to give our fish skin a very light coating of olive oil. Now this is because when it goes under the grill, it's going to really heat up and it's going to make our top layer of skin go really, really crispy. Nobody likes soggy fish skin, it's absolutely disgusting. So make sure you give it a really light dusting. So you just pour a little bit of the oil onto the skin, like this. Then we're going to take the greaseproof paper and we're just going to basically wipe our whole fish skin with the paper. So he's now nicely coated in a really, really thin layer of oil, and if you wanted to use coconut oil you could do. Then I'm going to take a nice Himalayan rock salt, which has particularly good nutritious properties for salt, and I'm going to give him a little sprinkle across his skin. Now all he's going to do is cook for 8 minutes, and in the time that he's cooking we're going to finish our minted green beans and our leeks. So we're just going to take him, it's looking pretty yummy already I think, and we're going to put him in the grill. As you can see, I'm not using a fan assisted grill, so we're just going to turn him onto grill, and you want to turn it to about 180 to 200 degrees. What you can do is after it's cooked for about 8 minutes and the fish is cooked all the way through, you can then turn it up to about 200, 250, so give it a really good blast for about 3 minutes, which is really going to crisp up the skin. But don't have it that high to start off with because you're going to burn the fish and it's not going to cook all the way through. So you end up with a burnt top and a raw middle, which is not what you want. Finally, I'm going to make the dressing, which is going to make our green beans and leeks minted and chili green beans and leeks. So you're going to need a blender, so a handheld blender or a Magimix, and a beaker. Olive oil, 1 tablespoon. Again, you could use coconut oil, or you could use walnut oil or macadamia nut oil if you so wanted. I'm just using olive oil because that's my personal preference. You're then going to add some chilies. We're then going to use the other half of the lemon that we used for the fish. We're going to squeeze half a lemon juice into here. It's going to give it a nice, fresh, tangy flavour. So again, we've now got our mint here. We've also got our parsley and we've got our coriander. I'm going to put a mixture of coriander and parsley as base herbs into this, and then the majority is going to be mint. The coriander and the parsley are just going to allow it to be really nice, fresh and tangy, and then the overlying flavour of the mint just on top. And then finally, we're going to add our mint. So obviously, this is a minted sauce, so we want predominantly to use mint the most. So a couple of good bunches of mint. Don't be too stingy with it. I pop that in there. Okay, so now you're going to blend this. Handheld blender. So our green beans and our leeks will be cooked by now. See, they've cooked right through. Just going to grab a spoon and just scoop our chopped herbs, our chilies and our oil dressing out of here. Pop that in with our veg. Finally, we're going to add some garlic salt and a little bit of pepper. About 1 teaspoon of each. There we go, that's our minted green beans and leeks ready. We're just going to dish them up in about 2 minutes with our fish. So it's been about 8 minutes now and our fish should be cooked and ready to dish up for dinner. So I'm just going to come and get it out of the oven now. Fingers crossed, it looks great. Smells pretty good. It's looking pretty perfect to me. Now if you're worried about how you can tell if your fish is cooked, you can see there the flesh is very pink, it looks very solid. If your flesh still looks quite sort of like jelly and quite watery, it probably needs another 2 or 3 minutes. So there you have it. Preparation time, approximately 5 minutes. Cooking time, 8 minutes. Really easy, nutritious rainbow trout with minted chilli, green beans and leeks. Try it at home, you might impress yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really hope you enjoyed the whole show. I really hope you did work with me through the ab challenge to get that beach body for summer. And as we discussed, abs are made in the kitchen, so I really hope you've enjoyed the recipe and the cooking that we've done today as well. And overall, it's been a really good, fun, helpful show, and that you'll take some of the hints and tips away with you. Thanks for watching. I've been Georgia, it's been great.